Welcome back, awesome Action Toy fans and subscribers. It is Monday, the 27th of March, 2023, and looking at these Adeptus Custodes. These came the other day, but I have been away for 7 days, so I am not the first one to put out a video on these, but that's okay. I'm sure you guys will enjoy this video anyway. Well, I hope you'll enjoy it anyway. So let's have a look at the box. 3 of them being released. Look really quite cool. I love the fact it's actually the figure on the front to get an idea of what he's going to look like and an idea of his articulation. But obviously it's going to be limited with all his bulk, but looks really quite nice. And he is going to be a big boy. So on the front it tells us he is 14 cm, which is much bigger than the normal figure. So he's approaching 6 inch. Next one, so that was Ossia Archimaxis perhaps. This one is Hydon Ceronis, I believe. Looks cool. Got a helmeted head as well there. Very nice looking. Then the last one is Phelam Tolguru, I think. Phelam Tolguru, maybe. Looks pretty cool again. It's got that little sort of banner going on. Looks very nice. Okay, I am going to release these from their cellophane and card prisons, and we'll get back to this in an instant, so stay tuned. If you like this sort of content, please consider joining the Patreon, link in the top right of your screen now. Get to see the reviews as soon as they're uploaded. No more waiting around 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, 3 weeks, 2 months sometimes as well, depending on the schedule of publishing onto YouTube. And you can cancel your Patreon at any time, so there's no risk to you. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. Let's stay tuned. Okay, here they are, and they look absolutely fantastic. They are obviously very big boys. Now, these are 1/18 scale, but they're looking like they almost 1/12 in terms of size. But obviously, in the lore, they're very big. And so they will be very big figures in your 1/18 scale. So all 3 of them here looking very good. I have swapped at least one hand around on all of them to help them hold their banner or their long weapons better. They look really good. And I've also seen some interesting things in articulation that look to be slightly improved, and we'll have a look at that a little later. So let's get a close look on all of them. Let's start with the first guy here. Love that weapon stroke bolter there. I don't believe the clips come out on these ones. I will give that a quick try. No, as I suspected. Very nice looking figure, lovely looking weapons. Quite simple on the paintwork really, but they have got silver highlights, edge highlights on the gold armor. You can hopefully see there, showing that it's been worn, and you can pop parts off, and he's like, ooh, it's just a pop in. You can glue it if you want, but I wouldn't say you'd need to, just stick it in. It's better to have that option to take it off if you want to do customizing later or something. Sword on the back does come out. All these little bits here come off too. That back looks fantastic like that. Now there is one criticism that I will bring up in a moment, and that's on the unhelmeted figure. He does come with a helmeted head, but the criticism is it'd be really hard to change that. We'll look at him last. Okay, next guy's got the banner, which is heavy, so you know, if I pick him up, his arm will probably want to drop forward. So you can just about hold it and maintain posture. There's the banner there. Very nice. They do look good. Again, the sword comes out. I'm loving the sort of weathering on the back here and the sort of silver parts going on too. Just adds so much to it. Just that little detail adds a lot to it. So the last guy, here he is here. Oh, his little headdress thing is popped off. You just pop that back on. It comes loose in the box, so it's not like it's breaking or anything. There we go. So my issue is getting that head out. Yeah, that's going to be one thing. You know, you could do it, and I would probably heat him up and then use a pair of scissors underneath and just ply it up, or some tweezers to do that. That's probably what I think would work best, but you might have your own ways. So getting the head off is okay, but getting the other head on, you've got to go in, back, and push down. That could be tricky. So that is my criticism, but it might be an invalid one since I haven't actually tried it. Get a look at his head. It's quite a nice sculpt. Again, you've got the silver work going on the edges here. Looking very, very nice. And the ugly elbow sort of half hidden with these the armor there. Very, very cool looking figures indeed. And a bit of weight to them too, as you would expect. Let's get a bit closer together. They look absolutely fantastic. The shelf presence they're going to command is going to be awesome. Oh no, he's dropped his hand off the... There we go. Very cool. Okay, let's look at articulation. It's going to be the same in all of them. I will take the first guy. Let's get this weapon. I want to say this as well. The fingers seem to be slightly more malleable, bendable than the previous Body 2.0 ones. I should also say they all come with additional hands. So you've got the standard, where's it gone? I think it was this one maybe. One of the hands is the standard hand they come with, and then you've got 3 other hands. So you've got gripping hands, you've got, should I say it, you've got trigger hand, 2 gripping hands, and 2 semi-open hands. And then the spare head is just pretty much the same as the others on this guy here. Okay, so let's get this guy down, look at his articulation. I'll keep his sword in place. It may be better than standard ones, standard Space Marines, Body 2 Space Marines, since he's a lot bigger. There's more space to do things. However, having said that, his head's going to be worse because there's no room to move in that. So, let's have a look. So head, he will get a left and a right. He can turn both ways and backwards and small forwards. Nothing on the backpack. You could articulate the I forgot what it's called now. Could articulate the headpiece, I guess, to give the impression of wind coming from a different direction. Shoulders. How is this? Oh, this is on the plug. There we go. So shoulders, that's on the plug. So that gives slightly more articulation, and it can move around with the shoulder to a degree. So his arm will go straight up, pretty much, not quite flat, but just about, on the forwards. On the lateral, far better than your Body 2 Space Marines. He's getting, you know, approaching 90 degrees on that, which is cool. There is a bicep swivel, we can see there. It's got a double bicep joint, but he's very bulky, but he still gets over 90 degrees, which is fantastic. And then his hand is a barbell joint, so he gets articulation in all directions and a twist. But because it's bulky, he loses a bit of movement. Trunk. There's no separate trunk to waist. It's all sort of... Oh no, there is actually, I can see. But it's so limited in what he can do because of his bulk. Can turn, small forwards, backwards, small side to side. So if you see there, there's a trunk up there and a waist below. In fact, if I... There we go. So he's got trunk here. And below he's got his waist. And there's a sort of a setup, but if you get it wrong, he's going to look like he's got one leg longer than the other. You've got to get it even on both sides to really get him looking like he's got legs the same length. And I've got to try and get that back in. Okay, just quickly pause this, put him back together, and we'll continue with his leg articulation. Okay, I've had a little rear shuffle. Okay, so his articulation, you can see that this waist part, clothes can move around. You can move the clothes there. Legs, not that far forwards. The sculpting gets in the way. Outwards, the raised outwards armor gets in the way. I understand why it's there because it's more protection, but for articulation it sucks. There's a thigh twist. Backwards is all right, but then the cloak gets in the way. double knee bend, but again, very bulky, only gets about 90 degrees, but it's still pretty cool. Foot is on a barbell, so you get a tippy toe, you get a small dorsiflexation, you get a swivel, and you get a boot turn, and you've got JoyToys somewhere. There we go. Toe articulation as well. So pretty cool. Let me just stand him back up and give him his I'll say melee, his shooting melee weapon, his melee shooting weapon, whichever around we call it. His plumage came off there. Let's get him to just grip that slightly. There we go. And then what we'll do next is have a look at their size and do a comparison with other figures. Okay, so here's that. Okay, so size, let's have a look. So they say 14 cm. 14 is to the top of the head approximately. Top of the plumage is around about 17.5, 18. And then the banner next to it, to the top of the spike, is around about 26, 26.5 cm. So they are big, big boys. Okay, let's put a bit more of a spacing in there so we can do a nice figure comparison. And let's just come backwards a little bit here. Move him over there. Oops, a bit more in. Okay, going to start off with the Body 1 Invicta Warsuit Pilot Ultramarines with his backpack on. And even though he's a big figure, these guys are massive. Let's have a quick look. Look at that. That is just phenomenal. They just dwarf him. He just looks ridiculous. Very, very cool. Such strong shelf presence. If I get one of my favourite Acid Rainbows, the Nerunia Sentinel, with the Fortnite Fade head I stuck on him, I always keep on my desk. He's awesome. Great figure. One of the best ones you can get. And look at the size difference in that now. Just look like different scale figures. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay, let's do 2 more, I think. So let's do the Sniper Boy, the Orc Sniper Boy that JoyToy released. I love these Orcs. They're some of my favourite 40k figures. In fact, they're some of my favourite 118 scale figures. I will take out my Nerunia Sentinel and I'll take out my Body 1 Invicta Warsuit Pilot. He's a big chunky boy, but he is, again, he's dwarfed by these Adeptus Custodes. And lastly, excuse an Imperial Guardsman, Death Corps of Krieg. This is the medic. Let's stick him in here. And you can see that he is dwarfed, absolutely dwarfed by these awesome, awesome looking figures. Fantastic job by JoyToy. Again, these look absolutely fantastic. I'm definitely going to stick them on the recommended list. If you're not planning on getting them, you should change your mind about that. They are really, really cool. Robust, heavy, look great, and the shelf presence, if you've got other JoyToy or 118 scale figures, is going to be amazing in comparison. Okay, it's Awesome Max signing out, saying please consider joining the Patreon, link in the video description below, and I'll see you in the next video. So stay happy geek collecting. Bye bye.